right, this week we are going to draw and paint an American flag. So remember, if you don't have watercolor, if you don't have oil pastel, and all you have is crayon, then crayon is what you'll use. But I've drawn out an American flag, so let's talk about it. An American flag, in the top left corner of your paper, you will draw a rectangle. So the blue part, which is the star area, will be done in blue, and it will have 50 stars inside. So inside of mine, I drew 50 dots on this one because stars will take a really long time, and I'm about to trace them for you. So I do want you to focus today on having 13 stripes and 50 stars, because there's not an American flag that does not have 13 stripes and 50 stars. If you cannot draw stars, just draw dots. So I am doing like the extreme fast version, and mine are not spread out right. Mine are just little dots all over. So please, please, please take your time. So I have 50 stars and for the 50 states. And then for the stripes, I have not used a ruler, but if you need to use a ruler, that is fine. I know some of us are perfectionists and you will just freak if you cannot use a ruler. So 13 stripes, so I'm going to draw 12 lines. And the reason for that is if I draw 13 lines, it's actually going to be 14 spaces. So I want you to draw 12 lines, and mine, you know, sometimes they're not perfectly spread out, and that's okay. So my first lines, I'm going to draw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here are my lines. So 50 stars, 13 stripes, but 12 lines to make those 13 stripes. So the next step is I'm going to show you the oil pastel watercolor version, and I wish if you were using this that you wouldn't use pencil first, but I know it can be kind of difficult. So after you have your flag drawn, what I've done on this one is I have drawn my 50 stars with oil pastel, 50 stars with oil pastel, and my 13 stripes with white oil pastel. I'm not sure if you can see it. But what you can do is the stripe area is going to be red. So you can just paint that area, and the white oil pastel will resist off of the watercolor will resist off of the white oil pastel, and so your stripes will form. So just letting you know that if you pick up your paper, it will drip, just like everything else. So make super sure that you keep your paper flat. And I'm going to keep mine kind of light because the more I put, the more drippy it's just going to get. So after you have your 13 stripes, and remember yours will look much cleaner, then you can do the blue. So my blue is probably about to go crazy. Or maybe not. So I have my American flag. I have 50 stars, 13 stripes, done in oil pastel and watercolor. So, and I know I'm moving super duper fast. So if you can pause me. So if you are using crayon or just oil pastel, you can just color in between each of your stars. So you would take your time. I want to see your best coloring around these 50 stars. Okay, so something like this, all the way in your stars. And then for this, you will color every other stripe red. And since your paper is white, you can just keep your paper white. So this is not my best coloring, okay? So I want to see much better than what I've got. But I'd love to see your pictures sent to me on Canvas inbox or on my email. And so just remember, the focus, 50 stars. If you can't draw stars, draw 50 dots. 13 stripes, so 12 lines, not 13, because 13 will leave 14 spaces. So draw 12 lines. You can use a ruler if you want to. You don't have to. Make sure the star area is blue. Make sure the red and white stripes are red and white. So whatever you use, make sure red and white and blue and white for the stars. If you have any questions, message me, and happy election week!